Hey, I'm Alexis, and my dog Bunny uses over 100 buttons to communicate. I'm rebuilding her board from scratch to show you how and why I added every single word, and I'll be answering all your questions.
We're gonna make a board that's just like the one upstairs, but it's gonna be a downstairs board, and we're gonna show all of your friends how we modeled every single word on your board. We're gonna start from scratch. Maybe we'll even add some new buttons. Does that sound okay, honey? I think this is just personally, I think it's useful to have several tiles and start with a few buttons. And the reason for that is that if you start with just one button, they're not learning any discrimination. So they're not gonna learn that, okay, this button controls this outcome and this button controls this other outcome. They're just gonna learn that I push this one button and this outcome occurs. So if you give them a few buttons, they can start to learn different buttons produce different outcomes, and then they can start to learn that there will be
a larger scale that they're working
mapping
with.
involved.
Yeah.
Okay, play, scritches, and outside we're gonna do, because those were a few of the first words. Now I don't remember exactly the order in which I added all of her buttons, and obviously she knows all these words already, but you are gonna see how I model them in context and how they scaffold on one another, how you can't add some of the more complex concepts without first having some of the simpler, less abstract concepts. With this, we're gonna do, did I say we're gonna do scritches? Scritches.
Scritches.
Perfect.
I hate that!
Oh, I'm not really upset, honey. I'm just pretend upset. Oh, I was gonna do outside too and I completely forgot. Outside.
Outside.
Great. Now this might feel weird and redundant to you, honey, but it's for all of your friends because they want to know how you learn every single word. So I'm gonna show them, okay? Boring. Great, so I'm gonna start with outside play and scritches. Now, when I started, I just started with an outside button, and I've since learned that it's actually better to have more than one button to start with at a time, as I was mentioning earlier, so that they can learn to discriminate and that there will be like a map and a process. Now I just gotta figure out where those buttons are located on her other board so that she doesn't get confused, because although you can like change the overall, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? I don't have the word. You know what I mean because you see what I'm doing.
Direction?
Yeah, so obviously dogs view the world a little bit differently than we do. So, but the colors we've chosen enable our learners to discriminate tonally between. So even though they're not seeing green and blue and red in the same way we are, they can see like a tonal difference between. So what we're trying to do here is to allow our learners to compartmentalize. So if we just had like every random button everywhere and we end up with 100 buttons, it's gonna be really challenging for our learners to be like, okay, mom lives over here, and then friend is over here, and then ball is over here. So we group words by category. So for example, her outside button is here. So as I add to this tile, they're all gonna be location buttons. Like we'll have upstairs, park, beach, so they're gonna be all the places that she can select from. Over here, we've got play. So maybe this is gonna be a favorite activity tile. So we wanna group them by sort of concept to help them compartmentalize. So then instead of having to find one random button in a mass of hundreds, they can go, okay, this tile is where all my people live, and I know that mom lives in the center, and then the other people are around it. So, and this is all based on the Fitzgerald key, which was developed by Edith Fitzgerald in the early 1900s. She was a deaf teacher who wanted to teach grammar and syntax to deaf and hard of hearing children. So she made this system whereby you could categorize words by concept and by like subject, verb, object. So in that way, moving from left to right, they could sort of get a grammatical representation and learn grammar, which is not as important to me teaching Bunny. I'm more interested in helping her to compartmentalize concepts so that she can communicate things efficiently and effectively. The grammar doesn't matter quite so much to me. Hi, buddy. Did you have a nice outside? Outside lives right here. Boop. And then play lives up here. just like over here. Great. Modeling is just demonstration. So I'm gonna verbally model and I'm gonna model with a button. And what that means is that I'm gonna press the outside button. I'm gonna say the word outside. I'm gonna open the door. We're gonna go outside. And I'm gonna do that several times a day. My hope now too, that since we're starting from the very beginning, Otter and Tenrec will be paying a lot of attention. They're gonna be learning through observation, and I'll work with all three of them to try and get all of them at the same point to which Bunny is now. However, it's really important to remember that different learners are gonna have different motivations. While Bunny is really motivated by asking why questions, I'm not sure Tenrec will have the same motivation. I think it's just like, cool, is there play? Great. Then I'm happy. Now that they're all peacefully resting, this is another thing to keep in mind. I'm gonna do this right now because I know if I open the door, they will become excited, but if your dogs are sleeping, maybe not the best time to engage in a modeling session, right? You wanna engage them when they are active and already engaged with you, typically. Let's see what happens. If they display zero interest, we will circle back. Yo, puppy dogs.
Outside.
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 Outside. Ho ho ho! Outside. Yeah! Now I'm gonna model scritches, which is even more simple than outside.
Scritches.
Scritches! Scritches! Oh, scritches! Oh,
Scritches.
scritches! Oh, scritches!
Scritches.
Scritches! And you know, sometimes our learners will be looking at the board, they'll be looking at the buttons that we're pressing and modeling, and sometimes they won't. And that doesn't mean that they're not learning their locations. You know, they can glance at it, they know approximately where your hand is, they can come and explore at a later time. So there are no hard and fast rules other than we don't want to use any coercion ever. This is a tool for our non-human companions to be able to control outcomes, to give them more agency and choice. So as much as possible, we want to follow their lead. At the beginning, obviously, we've got to show them how everything works. But what I find and what we see commonly is that the largest hurdle is helping our learners to understand that they have the ability to control outcomes. All it takes is for them to push a button. Typically what I'll see is that I will add a new button and Bunny will immediately explore the board. Okay, everyone's doing their own thing now. So we're going to call that for today. We'll go over play tomorrow. And we're gonna be circling back because just because they've learned a concept doesn't mean that we have to,
Scritches.
scritches! Jealousy! And with the scritches button, you know, all learners are gonna be motivated to a different degree by physical contact and at different times. Maybe they'll be motivated and then not motivated, but every learner is gonna be different. So make sure you're doing frequent consent tests, make sure you're using your words verbally and that you're also pushing the button so that they can learn where the button is, what its meaning is, and they can hear the sound coming from multiple sources. Now there are a couple of different types of modeling that you'll hear me talk about a lot: naturalistic and rapid. In the beginning, we're gonna be using a lot of rapid modeling, and what this means is sort of a more structured teaching session where I might sit at the buttons, treat button, some kibble in hand, and I'll press treat and toss a treat, treat, toss a treat, treat, toss a treat, and I'll be saying treat at the same time. There's no expectation for our learner to be pressing any buttons. We're just pairing the two together again and again in rapid succession to sort of speed up that associative learning process. The other type of modeling that I'll talk about a lot is naturalistic modeling, and this is the type of modeling that occurs naturally throughout the day. For example, if we are going to go outside, I might just run over to the buttons and say, we go outside, and if I only had an outside button, I'd press outside, or I could press outside now, and then we'd go outside. So in the moment, I am narrating with my voice and with the buttons what's about to happen, because learning is always occurring. We gotta show the people that love you how you learned to talk, okay? It's important. I know you're so far beyond this, but it'd be really helpful to me if you could help me help them learn.
Play.
Oh, you want play?
You want to play?
Oh, play!
Yeah.
Tenny's got his ball, play!
Yeah, of course, Tenny wants to play.
Let him have his ball. I'll get you your own ball, dude. Yay! Everyone's got a ball. Everyone play.
Play.
You want to play?
Play.
We're gonna go outside in a minute with Shannon and have some chewies while I work with your brothers, Bunny and Otter and Tenrec.
Play.
Play. Oh yeah. You want to play? You want to play?
Play.
Play. Yes, good boy. Oh yeah, you get that. Let's get another toy.
Play.
Yay! Good boy. Good boy. What a good boy. What a good boy. Deep up, deep up.
Play.
Yay! Good boy.
Play.
Oh. Can you tell me scritches? Scritches? Okay.
Scritches.
Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. What a good boy. Scritches. I mean, every learner is gonna move at their own pace, obviously, but especially in the beginning, it really doesn't take much time. If you're starting, we recommend starting with 3 words, 3 different categories that are highly motivating to most learners. So like a food-related word, like snack or kibble, play-related word, like whatever they really enjoy. It could just be play, it could be ball or chase or flirt pole or whatever. And then sort of an affiliative word like scritches or pets, or for cats a lot of times like brushing. And those are highly motivating to many learners, and they're really easy to model at the board multiple times a day in really quick succession. For example, you could just press the snack button, toss a piece of kibble, press the snack, toss a piece of kibble. You're just building that association. You can easily do that like 30 times in a minute, right? And then you have a ton of reps, a ton of observational learning going on. And same with play. You can press the play button, toss a ball, press the play button, engage in a little bit of tug, and you can be saying the word and pressing the button, and it really just takes a few minutes to start building those associations. We have made some good progress. All dogs have been using the buttons.
Outside.
Go outside.
Scritches.
Okay.
That's what I want to know. I want to be strategic and do it exactly the way that we need to.
Yes. Okay, before I lose my thought,
Scritches.
Oh, yay! Good girl. Scritches for Bubba. Yeah.
and I'm gonna add a snack button now. Now this wasn't a button that I had on my original board for Bunny. I didn't have any food related buttons, but it is over the years a concept that we have learned is really valuable to have on a board for a number of different reasons. One, it's really easy to teach and model and reinforce. Two, you know, maybe dogs don't want to eat at 5 a.m. and 6 p.m. Maybe they want a snack throughout the day. So just giving them, again, a little bit of agency, control, and choice around the things that happen in their environment is really powerful for them. Snack. And I'm gonna put that right here because on her existing board, this is a free space. So this won't take up a spot that needs to be used for another word.
Snake.
Oh, that one said snake because we've been seeing a lot of snakes. So now Bunny is gonna have a snack and a snake button. Hopefully we won't get those confused. That's bad news. I'm not using a word like dinner because that's a lot harder to model, right? Like theoretically you only give dinner once a day. You know, I'm just gonna use some beef liver tips to model real quick. Bunny can be a resource guarder, so hopefully this doesn't cause too much conflict.
Outside.
Oh, outside? Okay. Even accidental presses we want to reinforce because that helps build meaning. Yeah, outside. Outside. All right, now we're coming back inside and I'm gonna model snack. 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 Press the snack button, buddy. Can you do your paw right there? Do you want a snack, Bubba? Tell me. Tell me. Good job, honey. Snack. So even if I'm just pressing it and then tossing a treat for them, they are building the association that after they hear the sound snack, they're getting a little snack. Snack. And snack. You doing a whisper? Are you gonna do a whisper? You gonna whisper? You want a snack? Tell me. Good job, honey. Pretty soon we're gonna have to add an all done button because now I'm gonna have to say all done snack, and this would be a great opportunity if I had a button for all done to model it both verbally and with the button. But that's for next time. And at first, as much as possible, you want to be reinforcing a lot. And I did. That was a good session right there. So it's totally appropriate to use the word all done as well because we want them to have choice, control, and agency, but we also need choice, control, and agency. So it's a conversation, it's a dialogue, and we all make compromises in life, including sensitive, reactive, grumpy guts dogs.
Thanks for watching episode 1 of How to Build a Button Board. Be sure to tune in next week where we'll add some new words, talk about how to model each of the concepts, and tackle any troubleshooting along the way. Subscribe.